Back with you on NHL Tonight, and Pat Maroon joins the show. And Patty, I mean, you summed it up in that tweet, but you've had an emotional career for a lot of reasons, certainly winning a cup in St. Louis, but they've got to overflow with what you've accomplished in Tampa.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's been, like I said in the tweet, it was a long 4 years. When I signed my one-year deal, I just thought it was just going to be a one-year deal and kind of move on. And I actually didn't know what the future held for me. And to be part of the Tampa Bay Lightning for 4 years and be a part of such a special group and to overcome their achievement, which is, winning the Stanley Cup. And they went through some bumps and roads around the way, but this place has been so good to me. It's been a special 4 years, going to the finals 3 years in a row, obviously coming up short last year, but it's a group of guys that I'll remember. And, we get together. Now we get together for 10 years, and it's since back in Tampa. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Hey, Patty, congrats on the move here and the opportunities that lie ahead in Minnesota. You just touched on how special the time has been down there in Tampa. We obviously remember your first cup in St. Louis there. Now you're that guy that people want a piece of. Teams want to help show teams in the locker rooms how to get over the hump. Did you ever think that this was going to be the moment that Pat Maroon was going to be that missing piece for some of these franchises?
No, I guess Bruce was my first ever coach in Anaheim, and we were so close for so many years, and we had such a special group, and our locker room was so great, and I got to learn from a lot of veterans. Obviously Getzy, Perry, Saku Koivu, Andrew Cogliano, Teemu Selanne, Francois Boschman. So, I mean, to have a locker room, Ryan Kessler, to have a locker room full of veterans that, want to win and it's just we couldn't get over the hump. But I've taken so much of that to other teams and how much pride they had in that room. And, as you move forward in life and prolong your career as much as you can, and sometimes you're not going to have the best looking stats, but you can try to find a way to help in the locker room, help the young guys that come up, try to, pull everyone in the fight and making sure we're doing the right things. Because winning isn't fancy. You got to do everything the hard way, and you got to do it, for obviously 82 games, and you got to do it for the whole playoffs. So yeah, it's been fun to be, wanted.
Patty, one thing, you're one of my favorite players, and we've talked before, but I wish the people would, you could tell a little bit of this, not the story itself, but you talk about coming from humble beginnings from Philadelphia and playing in the minors, and then you went to Syracuse, and I think you were fourth in the league in scoring in the minors there, but it's the hard work to me that's made you the player you are, and you've taken that effort and then gone to win the Stanley Cup that I think has been so great about you. And I think you can bring the same thing to Minnesota. But I just think you just talking about how hard you had to work to get to the NHL, and now you've made it, I think is really needs to be heard.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, listen, I got sent home from Philly, my last year of the entry-level contract, and it wasn't fun. I had a newborn at home, and, I called my dad. I wanted to quit hockey, and I wanted to come home and be with my son. And I was at that point, and it was dark times. And I got a call finally, a month later saying I was traded to Anaheim. And like Bruce said, it's when you put up numbers in the American League and you're up there for scoring titles and you're trying to, do everything you can to get to the next level, and you're wondering why you can't get there. And then, Bob and Trent and just said, hey, listen, maybe if you start grabbing some guys and showing some toughness, you'll maybe get a call. So, and I think it's timing too. I think with, Bruce being the head coach before, Randy was there, I think, people that like your game and like what you bring, the intensity and, sticking up for your teammates, I had to learn the hard way. And, and at the end of the day, if you learn the hard way, you get rewarded at the end of the day. and I got rewarded. And I finally got to play with Getsy and Perry, and it was just kind of one of those things where it kind of came full circle. But not fighting Rupper and all these big guys that you don't want to fight. I mean, but you had to do it. I mean, I remember during the lockout year, I get called up. My first game was under Bruce, and it's Rupp, Clayton Stoner, and Konopka all wanting to fight me, and I picked Konopka because I was like, Jesus Christ, this is not what I signed up for. So I'll always remember that story. So.
Hey, well, I love getting to know you this way instead, Patty. I love talking to you over the years and rooting for you in your career. So this takes you to Minnesota now. Have you had what were the conversations like with the Wild? Do you have any buddies on the squad? I mean, this is something that you're used to. You've gone to different teams, but what's on the horizon here?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I don't know nothing. I went to training camp with Billy Guerin back in the day in Philly. But, I just don't know. I don't know much. I'm just really excited about just going into a really good hockey club that has a chance to win. That's kind of been same thing. They just can't get over the hump, and they have the players, and I'm just excited. So really looking forward to it. Obviously, I have to put my shorts down and get my winter gear on, but I don't know anyone on the team, so it's exciting. When you don't know anyone, you get to, you play against these guys for so long, but when you walk into a locker room, majority, I would say 100% of the guys are great guys. So it seems like they have a really good locker room. Spurgeon's reached out. I was just at the lake with Golly. So it's one of those things where I was just at the lake with McDonough. He introduced me to Goligoski. So that's the first person I met. So it seems to me like it's a great group of guys that just want to win. So really looking forward to it.
Well, Patty, I got to ask you about roller hockey, my friend. You've got a couple of pro championships under your belt. You won Narch with the Snipers, and then you just punched your ticket the other day at Tours, a national roller hockey championship with a pretty solid OT game winner. We have the video. You want to talk me through this and tell me a little bit about roller hockey?
Yeah, it's my boy Max there. He's a disher, just a nice play. Goalie made the two-pad stack. I think I hit his glove, and then I battled that one in. But, yeah, I mean, roller hockey's been a home for me my whole life. I think I played it my whole life since I was 4. I mean, I grew up playing roller hockey. I literally, every summer, my best friend's dad owned a roller hockey rink, and now my uncle took over, Rob, and I would just sit up there. My dad would give me $3, and I would just skate and work on my hands and just do all the little things. I love the game of hockey, and roller hockey was the first love for me. And I would say that's why I got my hands, my hockey sense, and my knowledge of the game just from playing the game. And I love playing. I think it builds confidence in your game. You get to play with it. I'm certainly not dumping and chasing, certainly not fighting. I would say, you get to play with it and use your hands and score goals and have fun and enjoy it. So that's the most important thing. And you get to play with all your best friends. And obviously this was a new team, the Tour Roadrunners, but good young group of kids that, most of them just play roller hockey, but they love the game. And it keeps your competitive edge up throughout the summer too. And it's something that can keep you in shape and, just go out there and enjoy it. And it's kind of one of those things where you get excited for, put your leg over the bench, and kind of just go out there and have fun and play free. And, sometimes you don't get that in the NHL. So it's nice to go out there and play the game.
Hey, Patty, did that goal remind you of your St. Louis overtime goal?
Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit.
It's from the same spot of the ice, I think.
I know.
Yeah.
But I think mine was just a post off Bishop's back, and then I cleaned up the garbage, Bruce. like majority of my goals.
Hey, I got to ask you this though, because I did some roller hockey in the off season when I was playing too, and Mike Van Ryn was like the one that was always known in kind of my age group as being the guy that's incredible at roller hockey. But I went out there and it was like a lot of these players, same thing in Cleveland, guys I went to high school with that played maybe high school hockey but haven't played ice hockey in 10, 15 years, and I went out there and I'm like. When you get the puck, like the shot in the hands from playing in the NHL were certainly better than them, but they're skating out there. I couldn't stop. I was like, I just take the big battleship turns and stuff like this. These guys are incredible, right? Like the way they play the game, like it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that is. The game has grown so much over the years, and I mean, listen, these kids play all year round, and it's just roller hockey, roller hockey, roller hockey. And there's a lot of good talent out there, and some of them never played ice hockey, like you said, Rupper. And it's crazy how talented they are, how skilled, and it's amazing. And they can fly around and stop on a dime. I'm taking the big loops like you, Rupper.
I took the big loops on the ice, too, so it kind of goes both ways. So,
Hey, Patty, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on everything, both on and off the ice. We're all proud of you.